In 2011, the Mid-State Mustangs became Western Pennsylvania's first and only team to win a USA Hockey National Championship. The under-16 team, led by head coach Mike Bowman and assistants Glenn and Garrett Barbosa, brought home amateur hockey gold to the program, based out of Galactic Ice in Altoona, Pennsylvania. After a near miss in 2012, falling in the national championship semifinals to cross-state rival Hatfield, the Mustangs look to rebuild in their quest for a return to glory. We follow their journey of triumph and tribulation, success and struggles, as they set their sights on competing for a USA Hockey National Championship. This is the story of the 2012-2013 Mid-State Mustangs under-16 team.
Was the adjustment quick, or did you get up here and you became Davy Crockett, or what?
Coach Garrett Barbosa is a retired FDNY firefighter. After the events of 9/11, Garrett decided to move his family to central Pennsylvania.
I grew up in the woods. I mean, we grew up like an hour outside the Bronx. And an hour outside the Bronx, up in northern New Jersey, is the Sticks.
It's a Robert Frost poem. Just look around.
All these teams are beatable. And we do have a couple of guys back. If they play, if everyone plays up to their ability, some guys a little bit higher than their ability, we will win. See, this is nice, Gary. Summertime, on 4th of July, these mountains, there's fireworks everywhere. And we just sit out on the porch and we watch the skylight. It's like war. It's like ba-boom, ba-bam, ba-boom, ba-bam. It's crazy. 4th of July light. You don't even have to go anywhere.
Coach Bowman has his final meeting with the players before states. He lays everything on the line, lets them all know exactly where they stand individually and what will be needed for the team to be successful this weekend at the state championships.
Brandon, the only way you're going to be able to compete at this level is if you got physically and mentally tougher and stronger. But your game dropped dramatically because of the physical aspect. You're no longer physically and mentally tougher like you were back in September, October, November. And it's hurt your game, and it's hurt this team. Steve, saw your character. You said you've had leadership roles before. I put you in one here. I put you out there. I put my stamp on you. I put my name behind you. I made it clear that we needed solid vocal leadership. Spine leadership. It's like, guys, coach isn't here. This is what he wants. This is what it is. That's what you need to do. That's what you needed to do, and you haven't done it, but we're not done yet. Cam, you're kind of in a little bit of the same boat with Steve. All I kept hearing from people was, oh, what are you looking at Cam for? He's this kid, and everybody picks on him, he does this, he does that. He's not a guy I would look at for leadership. And I just say, all right, you guys are right, whatever. I stuck with you. And you're kind of like, as soon as you got pushed back, that was it. That was enough for you. You didn't have the resolve to push further and do what you knew was right. So you guys, as peers and as leaders amongst your peers, you need to be firm. You need to listen when people talk, but you need to make your decisions and know what's right and stick with it. Sebastian, very obvious. When we do approach you with something, it's because we're trying to make you better and help this team. And you have to be willing to make those changes. You have to be confident that you can stop that shot coming in. And you also have to be confident that the back door is taken care of and the front of the net is taken care of, and your responsibility is that shot. Because the number of letdowns when you don't stop that first shot is way too high in this team. Everybody's attitude drops when you don't stop that first shot from outside that they expect you to stop. These are the things you need to really take care of personally. You have to. All right? Otherwise, your season's over this weekend.
There you go. Mustangs on 3. 1, 2, 3. Mustangs!
The Mustangs are now in Pittsburgh for the state championship tournament. The format's a 4-game set. The team with the best record after those 4 games is crowned state champions and will go on to compete at the USA Hockey National Championship tournament in Troy, Michigan.
Muhammad Ali knew that he could not beat George Foreman if he just went into the ring and went toe-to-toe with him early, okay? So he devised a brilliant plan, rope-a-dope. Let Foreman punch himself out. Leaned against the ropes and he took a brutal beating, round after round after round, until he started to feel Foreman start to weaken. When time was right, and he thought George was ready and ripe to go, he unleashed. He knocked George Foreman out, shocked the world. Okay? You guys have been rope-a-doping the league all year. You could all be Muhammad Ali. You're laying back, picking spots here and there, but taking some beatings we probably didn't need to take. But now your opponents think that you're very beatable. They're weak. The season is long, and they don't expect you guys to have the power to put them down. This is your time. Take advantage of the fact that they will underestimate you. They're starting to tire. This weekend we come off the ropes and we knock them all down.
Let's just play as hard as we can. We can beat anybody if we play our game. We play how we know how to play.
Remember, now he's an unmovable force. You all have to be behind him. Alone, he can be defeated. But with everybody behind him, he's an unmovable force.
Not literally, you guys.
Let's go, boys!
The first test is against the Pittsburgh Huskies.
Up. Don't give them anything, all right? Keep putting them down, take it from them. Let's go.
The teams battled in a hard-fought game. The Mustangs would score first on a Jake Russo goal. Under 30 seconds remaining, the Huskies would tie it up.
So make sure you're shooting, crashing the net, third guy is high, we're getting back with him, okay? Look, next goal, it's gonna be ours. Let's go.
Let's go, boys!
No score at the end of overtime, and the teams would go to a shootout. All the practice would pay off as the Mustangs were victorious, one step closer to their goal.
Hey, I will tell you guys something. For a team that seems to not be able to find any way to score goals, you guys are pretty damn good at a shootout. Second straight time. Good effort out there. Sebastian, good game. All right, good job.
Saturday, the team would play its only game of the day against the Steel City Renegades.
All right, I just wrote something to try to get you guys motivated to play this weekend. It starts out with a quote, just so you know. I have been protected beyond all human probability and expectation. For I had 4 bullets through my coat, and 2 horses shot out from under me, yet escaped unhurt. Although death is leveling my companions on every side. These are the words of a 22-year-old young officer speaking of his experience just miles from here. By the time he died, there had never been a man who had sacrificed so much in the service of his nation than this man. Today we stand here on the same soil as that young officer, George Washington, who at the time was relatively unknown to everyone, just as we are today. He also would lose nearly every battle he fought, but it was his perseverance that finally led him to victory over the British. Years later, he returned to service of his country again when his floundering new nation needed him. Like George Washington, we cannot foresee what the future holds for us, but what we do know is that the experiences he had in this region helped shape his future. We can only hope our experience here will also help us in our future. Washington once said, "Nothing can be more hurtful to service than the neglect of discipline, for that discipline, more than numbers, gives one army superiority over another," which reminds us of our small numbers. We need to be disciplined, and the commitment of our team and our willing to sacrifice will carry us through this tournament and forever as a team and family.
Things were coming together for the team when it most mattered. 2 days down, 2 victories.
We're gonna work on Paul Bunyan. One more time, breathing. And down.
Glenn, check him out, doing balls. Do the walk again. Mike, he's got you down.
There's the moment you say.
I'm gonna bang against a glass.
He won't look at anybody in particular, but he'll cruise by everybody. You know what he's thinking.
Me and Jake's can film it like that. Father, I ask you to awaken the roaring lion that lives in the soul of each one of these young men.
Mustangs on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Mustangs!
On Sunday, the team would have 2 contests. The first of the morning was against the Butler Dogs. This was a back-and-forth battle, and after leading early, the Mustangs would need a late goal to tie it and force overtime. Again, no scores in overtime, and for the second time in 3 games, the Mustangs were headed to a shootout. This time, however, the Mustangs had to go deep into the shootout before finally overcoming the tough Butler squad on a Stephen DeMarco goal. Mid-State was now in position to capture their 4th state championship in 5 years at the U16 level.
You're the only team left that is in a position to control its own destiny completely. So if you win this game against North Pitt outright, you're state champions. If you lose to them in overtime or beat them in overtime, then tiebreakers come into play. Then you got to worry what other team's doing. All right. So no other team can win their game outright and control their own destiny. Right,
Come on, boys, one more.
1, 2, 3. Mustangs!
Their final contest of the weekend would be against the North Pittsburgh Wildcats, a team which they'd not beaten all season. It truly was the top of the mountain, and the final climb would be the toughest.
It's the time to beat this team. We haven't taken them all year. We rope-a-doped them. Now George Foreman's going down. Take them apart. Beat them in.
Let's go, boys. This is why we climbed a mountain, boys. This chance, this opportunity right here in front of us. If we don't go out there and take it, all that work will be for nothing. If we play our game, every single person does his part. We'll do what we came here to do.
If you win one more game, you're state champions. Everything you went through together all year long is done. Now, it's just one game for the state championship. One game with those same faces that went through all of that together. And now you have the chance to go out and play one more game with those same faces and call yourselves state champions and go to nationals and complete our goals for the year. This is it, guys. This is what all of that was all about. It all comes down to this one game.
Here we go. Mustangs on 3. 1, 2, 3. Mustangs!
Come on, I want to see Kevin one more time.
Let's go, boys.
Richie, Russo, Mike will start us off and start us off going downhill. All right, let's go.
The Mustangs got on the board first and had some momentum.
Weak side over here. Not picking anybody up. 2 of them are letting
However, that momentum would be short-lived. North Pitt took control, but it was still within reach.
Great, guys. Change it up. They don't get to these rebounds. And he's got a shot wide open in front of the net. This is discipline. You cannot mistake discipline. Let's go. Slide back. Sebastian, we need a little more out of you too. That's it. Shut the door. 3, that's it. We come back from there. You guys have to be consciously in it to do everything you can to win this game.
The final score of 6-3 would seal the Mustang season. And with that loss, a familiar theme continues. For the 4th time this season, the Mustangs were the only team to defeat the tournament champion, the Pittsburgh Huskies.
This weekend was great. Came this close. But it doesn't take anything away from your effort. Congratulations. I'm proud of everybody in this locker room. You played. You came, you showed up, and you played hockey. So I am proud. So thank you.
This game, for us,
falling short of the goals they set for themselves nearly 11
months ago. That was the first
ago.
round of our game with you guys. If you go on in life to be successful or to do what you want to do or to raise the family you want to raise, then that's a much bigger victory than anything can happen out there.
A lot of fun being with you guys all the time. We lost, but I'm proud of the way we played this weekend, that we played, like you guys said, the best all year.
This is the closest I've been to any of my teammates in my whole hockey career. I didn't want it to end. I wanted to win this tournament, and go to nationals and just experience that with all of you. I love you guys.
It was a great year, boys. Sorry we had to go all of this.
I've never really had a team like this. Never had people to push me so hard to get where I wanted, and I just want to thank you guys. It's awesome here. We worked hard, but came short.
Let's go. Bring it in one last time.
Mustangs on 3. 1, 2, 3. Mustangs!
This was the final season for this coaching staff with the Mustangs, as head coach Mike Bowman was moving on. Glenn would continue on to be head coach, with the assistance of his brother Garrett in the following season. The three had coached together for the past 7 years. Several of the players would go on to prep schools, while others remained with the program and participated for their high schools. They can take the pride of their efforts with them and exemplify what it means to be dedicated and committed in aspects of family, friends, school, work, and faith. That's the true measure of a success. Banners are given out every year. Champions are made over time.
I'm stuck in